So apparently there's this cop who just recently discovered his family is mixed race. I can sympathize with this fellow, for I, as many of you may not know, come from a mixed race family. No, but in all seriousness, this story is funny. I believe this guy may be claiming to be black, he's white, because he probably will get a promotion under certain affirmative action laws. And I think this is what you get. And this is one of the things we warn about. But I'll tell you this. Just because some people exploit the law doesn't mean the law is bad. I think a lot of affirmative action policy is bad for a variety of reasons. But whether or not someone will exploit the law, I don't think is a really good argument. People break the law all the time, you know. But it seems like we got a story now. Far be it from me to impugn the honor and integrity of this law enforcement official. I just happen to think he's not really black and, you know, he wants a promotion. But you know, it's not my place to accuse him of anything. I think it's entirely fair to say, based on the current climate of this country, if he found out he had ancestry that was in fact black, by the rules set forth in the tenets of social justice, then he's allowed to assert his identity. You know, so who am I to say he can't? Miami cop who identified as white as a rookie and has a history of racist complaints admits changing his race to black when trying for promotion because he learned people in his family are mixed. Well, you can't accuse the guy of lying, right? Prove it. Someone even mentioned, like, can we get a DNA test or something like that? It's like, no, you can't. That's not how this works. But this is the guy in question, apparently, Officer Javier Ortiz, former president of the Fraternal Order of Police in Miami from 2011 to 2017, claimed to be a white Hispanic man when he first applied. They say, well, actually, I'll put it this way. If he's Hispanic, then there already are some like quota benefits or affirmative action. So I don't know what his motivation would be other than telling the truth, I guess. They say Hispanic police captain who first identified himself as white when applying for the Miami-Dade department has claimed he is black using a Jim Crow era racial tactic, a move the local NAACP chapter is calling downright disturbing. Whoa. Nah. You can't call it disturbing. But actually, I'll tell you this. If the NAACP condemned Shaun King, okay, or Rachel Dolezal, okay, they probably condemned Dolezal. But let me tell you something. Shaun King, by all outward appearances, is a white man. I'm not saying he is. I'm not trying to disrespect the guy or impugn his honor either. I'm simply stating Shaun King's defense when pointed out that his skin is actually, you know, Shaun King's got whiter skin than I do. I'm not even kidding. When it was pointed out that his skin is white, he said that his mother cheated on his dad. Basically, he played the same card of someone, you know, like my real dad is actually a light-skinned black man. Okay, well, why should we take your word for it? You know what? I will. I'll absolutely take Shaun King's word for it. I don't care. I mean, he's been called out a lot by people in the black community, but I'm not going to play any of these games, okay? Because these games are all traps. There's literally no successful way to argue whether someone is or isn't a certain race. So I just say, you know what, man? You go for it. The rules about identity are as thus, and you can claim you're whatever you are. How could they condemn this guy while simultaneously saying Shaun King's legitimate? They both are in the exact same position. At least Rachel Dolezal claims to be transracial. They say Officer Javier Ortiz, former president, we read that. He said he was Hispanic. Ortiz, who has long documented history of racist incidents, claimed in a 2014 lieutenant and 2017 captain's application that he was of black and African-American non-Hispanic descent. The Miami Community Police Benevolent Association, a union for black police officers, demanded that Ortiz be punished for the move and called for Chief George Colina to step down for a series of grievances against black officers, the Miami New Times reports. A string of complaints have been issued against Ortiz, who is currently under investigation for having worked more off-duty hours than what is allowed under city policy. So here's him in uniform, I guess. I mean, I'll tell you this. If that guy walked up to you in uniform or otherwise, you're like, that dude's white, right? But hey, listen, if you want to make the rules that anybody can identify however they want, then I don't see how you can blame this guy. You know, like, what if he actually grew up with a great grandma, you know, who was 122? What if he's 1024th black? You get the joke I'm trying to make. They say Ortiz has faced countless lawsuits from people claiming he falsely arrested them. He notably falsely arrested NFL players Jonathan Vilma in 2009 and New York Jets Robbie Anderson in 2017. The officer has repeatedly defended the police killings of unarmed black men and even started a We Support Darren Wilson Facebook page referring to the cop who shot and killed Michael Brown in Ferguson in 2014. I think it's fair to say, based on his political leanings and assuming this reporting is true, I think he's asserting his identity to like make an example of this system. If you have a system like I can't remember which university. I think Yale now is doing it. I don't know, but I know Brown. There was a story about it. The university said you can identify as a minority if you so choose. Well, why would a white person choose to disadvantage themselves? Why wouldn't they say, okay, I guess I'm, Hispanic or black or Asian or whichever one gets me in the school or gets me a promotion or gets me more money? They would. Would everybody? Probably not. But how many people are going to willfully accept poverty and loss? Not many. So if you've got somebody who's white, who grew up poor and is struggling to get into an Ivy League school, why should they be kicked out simply because of the assumption of their, about their privilege or race? I think you'll then see them say, oh, I'm actually this. I'll tell you what, when I was younger, I was told over and over again never to say I was Asian, not to put that down. And that's what's truly scary about the left's version of anti-racism. It's actually racist because of their policies, because they view, right now, even among the intersectional left, Asians are considered essentially white because of their privilege and their class and the money they make and all that stuff. So it was like, oh, don't let anyone know because then they'll hold it against you. You might as well say you're Hispanic. That's what I was told. I was told that if I put down, don't put that I was mixed or anything like that. Don't specify or claim something else. Otherwise, they will hold it against me. Because as we've seen with Harvard, discriminating against Asians and the intersectional left, it is absolutely acceptable in this country to mock Asian people, to belittle them and discriminate against them. I mean, I think they lost the Harvard lawsuit, like the people fighting for Asians to get better representation. The school's allowed to discriminate based on your race. To me, that is shockingly racist. I'll put it this way. If you think affirmative action is okay, like what I say affirmative action, but it's, Harvard's policy was unique to their private institution. But they were basically saying that Asians needed to score higher to get in because there were too many. Great. You see that Asian kid who was born in America, whose parents were born in America? I want you to look him in the eyes and say, because you look too much like those people, we're not going to let you go to school here. It's essentially what you're saying. Otherwise, you're a racist who believes that Asian people have inherent qualities and traits. Like, you know what, man? But therein lies the big problem. These policies, there's no real solution to it other than general meritocracy and alleviating poverty. Let's read a little bit more. They say, Ortiz tried to get cops to boycott Beyonce's shows after she used Black Panther imagery in her Super Bowl halftime show performance in 2016. In 2017, Ortiz was suspended with pay for doxing a police critic online. On Friday, Ortiz addressed the complaint and used the one-drop policy to try to argue his defense of being black. It was a policy used in the South during the Jim Crow era that classified a person as black even if a small percentage of their ancestry is African American. He said, well, I'm not gonna read it. He said he was a black male. Yes, I am. I am not Hispanic. That's how I feel, Ortiz said at the City Hall meeting in Miami. Commissioner Keon Hardeman, the sole black commissioner of the city, asked Ortiz what he put on his application when he first started with the department. I don't see how that's relevant. I think I put white male, he said. I know I put white male, but I don't know if I put Hispanic. When asked to clarify when he had a coming to God moment of learning he was black, Ortiz responds that he recently learned that there are people who are mixed and that are black in his family. Ortiz was using the one drop rule. They already said that. The NAACP in Miami took to their Instagram on Saturday to condemn Ortiz's remarks. They said, this is a video of an active City of Miami cop at a commission meeting where the topic of discussion is on racial equity within the police department. His comments are disturbing, and in the manner of how he used them, downright disturbing to say the least. Ortiz took to his Twitter to blast reports of his controversial statements. People love making stereotypes, he said. It's actually refreshing to be who you are, like an American. He tweeted, this isn't news. Oh, okay, the same thing. Okay, that's basically the story. Well, you know what, man? I really don't see what their legal argument will be for the most part. Is he going to go to court and they're going to look him in the face and say, you do not appear to be black, therefore we are going to hold it against you? The challenge then is, as I stated with a bunch of these laws, at what point does the judge have a sole discretion to determine whether or not you're gay, straight, trans, a woman, a man? If a man and a woman can look however they want, if a man can dress in drag but still be a man or also be a woman, like I'm being serious, we don't know where that delineation is. It's just whenever the delineation is when someone says they are. At what point does a judge have the right to say, no, I determine you are not really this identity? In which case, these protections and these laws fall apart if a white person can just say they are whatever identity they want, dress however they want, look however they want, and get all of the protections afforded that were supposed to be afforded by marginalized peoples. So Far be it from me, again, to impugn the honor of this here police officer. If he feels this way, then by the own rules created by the intersectional left that are being implemented, I don't see an argument against him. If his family really has his ancestry, you can't compel him to take a DNA test. Sorry, give the guy the promotion. I don't know what else you want me to do, but I'll tell you what. You go take it up with Shaun King and have him do a DNA test. I don't see how you can tell this guy he's got to do that, or you don't trust him, but you're going to go and trust Shaun King. And I'm not trying to slam or smear either of them. I'm saying Shaun King gets a pass. Why wouldn't this guy? I'll leave it there. Stick around. Next segment's coming up in just a few minutes, and I will see you all shortly.